I'm Edward Swaim. I'm the Executive Director of the Bayou Meto Water Management District. This Water Management District covers several counties to the east of Little Rock in the Delta and the Grand Prairie. We were formed in 1991 to address groundwater problems, wildlife habitat issues, and also to help with flood control. And this project will take advantage of the Arkansas River, which is about a quarter of a mile from here, and move that water across the project area to about 300,000 acres of irrigated farmland. We're standing in the Marionberry pump station. That's the beginning of the project, and we're in the process of building the distribution system downstream. Back in the 1920s, people noticed that their wells were not producing the amount of water that they had before. So the United States Geological Survey started measuring the depth of water year to year and saw a decline in groundwater levels. By the 1930s, people started looking to our large rivers like the Arkansas River and the White River as potential sources of irrigation water. In 1950, this project, along with the White River project, at the time they were one large project to take water from the Arkansas and the White Rivers, distribute those over this part of the Delta and the Grand Prairie to farms, were conceived and authorized by the Congress. So you go from 1950 to the late 1980s, and no progress had been made on construction. The projects were deauthorized. They were reauthorized in the late 1990s. In 2010, money became available to work on shovel-ready parts of our project. This pump station was constructed from 2010 to about 2014 and is ready to go. It has power to it, but it does not have the distribution system to push that water to farms. This is the area that we intend to serve from this pump station. We are over here on the Arkansas River at Scott. This is Highway 165. This is the town of England. Interstate 40 goes through the top of our project area. This is Jacksonville. This is Lone Oak and Carlisle, then Hazen, which is in the Grand Prairie project area. What we want to do is we want to start on the Phase 1 construction, and then as we do that, as we develop our financing methods and our construction methods, and also see what we can do cheaper, we want to continue to build the canal system to reach these other bayous. We also have to turn north, and that will take at least one pump station because we're going to be moving uphill. And then we need to cross I-40 to reach an area of very severe groundwater depletion. Right now, the area in this reach of our system, the aquifer's down to about 10% saturated thickness right now. So there's a huge demand in this area for water. Since the pump station was built and finished about 2014, as well as the pump station on the southern end at Radell, we have sought more federal funding to finance canal construction and also to work on bayou cleanout and then pipelines off of the bayous. Our system requires a man-made canal to go several miles to get to some natural water courses, Indian Bayou and others to the east. And that canal is under construction, has been under construction since this pump station was finished. Right now we have identified several construction phases. We've hired Garver engineers to look at our project, break it down into construction phases. And the first phase, where we could get to 101,000 acres of irrigated cropland, we could do that by 2026. At the current cost estimates, using the Corps of Engineers numbers, that would be $174 million to do. This project benefits not just the people who grow crops within the project area. Agriculture is our #1 industry in Arkansas, and row crop irrigation is the #1 user of water in the state. Our cities and towns also depend on groundwater, as well as agriculture depends on groundwater. And we want to conserve that groundwater for the future to make sure that the people who live in the areas depending on groundwater have that. Manufacturing depends on groundwater in a good part of the state, so we need to conserve that for the future. We believe that under the plan we've developed, that we can turn these pumps on by the year 2026 for that growing season. And that will depend on the construction of the rest of the canal, improvements in the system and pipeline so we can deliver that water. But when we can deliver that water, we'll be able to turn these 6 pumps on, fill the reservoir outside, move that water out into the Delta and Grand Prairie. And that day will be celebrated here, of course, and I think that a lot of people will be happy that we have gotten to that milestone.